set her hand on fire.
Sure.
But only her hand. Anything else would be mean.
She looks
Like
very
the face.
She looks very slimy. Like she's like glistening, you know.
Well,
Let's hope that's oil.
I don't think it is. It'd be weird. Anyway, 2d8, and she has to do a wisdom. No, wait.
Constitution.
Yeah, to throw it away.
Constitution?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can hold on to it if it succeeds, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
15.
Yep. She tosses it away.
Well, she still gets 2d8 damage.
Yeah. 10 damage. What? She doesn't have a sword anymore. Giant Spider 1. I'll try to get his lunch. Munch, munch, munch. Nope.
Okay.
Well, I'll do what I do, which is generally try to reduce the number of enemy attacks on you guys. So I'll attack the spider, since that's very easy to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is a hit on the spider.
Could be better damage, but I'll take it. And we'll shoot it again.
That's crit damage, though.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good if I actually crit with it.
Spider goes down.
Good. That's all I wanted. Then I'll go back into hiding.
Ivara.
Say.
Alright, I'm feeling a little worse for wears, but really the only thing I can do is cast Macy now.
It's the only thing I have left.
Yeah, actually. So Macy shall strike at the bugbear.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's strike the bugbear.
I'm guessing I probably nope. And as my normal action, strike the bugbear too.
Oh my.
As Macy has always been a bonus action.
Bugbear goes down at the double onslaught.
Hooray! And Macy will flank just for the fun of it.
Sure. Alright, seeing her minions go down, and it's always shriek. And she shrieks, "Oh, terrible queen, look upon your servant and bless her! Help me destroy these people!" And she'll cast another web.
So the first one will disappear then.
Yes, it's concentration.
Yeah.
She doesn't need concentration though, because
Oh.
it's a staff that's casting it.
Oh.
Ah.
I actually don't know what happens then.
Maybe the staff has a concentration.
The thing it says is basically it does not require concentration to maintain the spell.
Alright, well, then you go.
There we go then.
I would have come helped you guys, but I guess you're on your own, really. Okay.
Dex,
Right.
I guess.
I can stick
it's
webs.
on
Web
our stuff.
splurges all over.
Maybe jumped over that, but jumped over like 45 feet of web.
That's foreign and a deck save.
For the deck save. Nope. Well, Foreign will immediately try to break free from the web, I guess. Yes.
Where's Titanic strength?
Has his move action.
You can move as long as you don't move out of her reach.
Yeah, but I want to stick next to Naivara.
Oh.
So I should have delayed after her. Maybe.
Yeah, well.
You know what? Foreign will just stay here. Fine.
Okay. He will oppose the webness.
Yes.
Zimri.
Want to blow the last charges of that staff?
Yeah, let's do it.
To the 5d4 plus 5. Then we get to
last
roll to
charge.
see if it breaks.
Last
5d4?
charge would be 3d4 plus 3 if it's the last charge.
No, there's 3 left.
Oh, there's 3 left?
Yeah.
So it
What?
was
There's 7 total. We used 1 and then 3, and now we're using 3. Well, actually, used 2 more actually, so it doesn't break. Right.
I don't want it to break.
Yeah. So let's use just 4d4 plus 4, and we'll keep 1 charge in there.
Plus 4.
13 force.
Fine.
I have a very efficient. I kind of like that.
It's a pretty nice little thing to have.
It is.
You could give knife horror
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would help her.
It would help them
Always
because now
helps.
they have to begin to break all these webs.
Breaking out, yeah.
It's gonna be the last one then.
It would be nice to be able to subtract it from the enemy attack roll.
Yeah, but then I can't give it to her.
That's fine.
I think it's better to save it then.
Then I'll save it. I can use my last spell to use Healing Word on you.
You can use that at high level too, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
For an extra d4. For every spell,
might be worth it.
spell slot higher.
So it's 2d4 plus my charisma.
Yes. If you're using a second level slot.
Oh,
Maximum.
plus 4.
12 healing.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm
much
moving
better.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she wrote.
All right. Reaver.
All right. Well, time for me to dart out and shoot at Nazar. Can't put that off any longer. Didn't need to. Turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Take that damage.
Mm-hmm.
Screech. And let's see if you can take some more. No.
Mhm.
But I do have a D8, which I will save because I won't be able to hit a sneak attack next turn also. So I'll move over there instead.
Okay. Naivara.
Okay. Dex save? Nope. Alright.
Alright.
I could try and break free. Here's a question. Comes up to the same issue though. Do I take disadvantage when mentally telling Macy to attack?
No.
Okay. Macy is my bonus action. Will attack.
Mace is not restrained because she's a ghost mace.
Yep. That is minimum damage. Hooray.
Minimum damage.
Manifestation of faith.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I shall try and break free with my action
Mm-hmm.
and fumble.
Okay.
It's going to be ugly.
Oh yeah.
That's all right then. All right. She will. She was hit pretty hard by that paladin. She was hit pretty hard by that paladin.
And there's a mace she could try and attack.
No. She knows she can't hurt the mace. She'll go for
Damn
the
it.
paladin. Don't you know? Don't you know? She has advantage on this because you are in webs, I believe.
Oh,
Yep.
he got free, but
He's
stayed,
not.
right?
Yeah, he is free but stayed,
sure.
so I don't know.
Sure, no, you're
not-
not webs yet. Then
Yeah,
You
you're
will
not
be on the
restrained.
next turn, basically. All right, she'll try to whack you, basically.
Okay. With advantage then.
Normal whack. 20.
Okay. No.
Okay. Fine.
Thorin will
Dex save.
do a dex save.
Mm-hmm.
It fails. And then he'll try to break free again. Which fails.
Mm-hmm.
So he's stuck.
All right.
So
Zimmer.
doing God's work, threatening her.
Yeah. I would have moved if I could.
I don't know. Should I shoot? Should I just shoot her? Or...
I'd go for the mockery, honestly, because the chance of you hitting there with a -2 isn't great.
You mean hideous laughter is better than... Oh, wait, it's the same.
I'd just go for the mockery because it does damage and it's a cantrip, right? So it doesn't
Yeah,
actually
that's
take
true.
your valuable spell slots.
Sure. Okay. Let's do
If
that.
it fails, I mean, still takes damage, I think. No, maybe.
No.
Well, I don't know then, but
Yeah.
getting disadvantage on her.
Oh, it's 2d4 now because I'm level 5.
Oh, well, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Such mockery. You learned all the new swears.
Yeah,
So
new
you get
swears.
a lot of new curses.
She's
Like
learned
Bard,
Orcish
leveling.
curses from Navarra.
Everyone is doubly scandalized.
Simon will move here and use Vicious Mockery.
Yeah.
A Wisdom save. DC. Is it
It'll be 15 for you now.
15?
Is this, what type of spell is it? Is it enchantment?
Yes. It's an
Okay,
enchantment.
she has advantage on this because she is a religious fanatic.
You.
Cannot easily be swayed by words and such.
Your goddess is bleep, bleep.
Yep.
Can't hear you.
17 would be then.
Ah, I just looked at result.
Yeah.
I want results, Jonas.
So half or no?
Nope.
I think it's none.
If you really wanted to, you do have your cutting words. So you could subtract a d8 from it using your last die.
Isn't that a little
That is true.
overpowered?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But it would give a disadvantage on an attack roll.
She does get disadvantages, and she does get 2d4.
I'd probably go for it also because it's
psychic
funny.
damage.
And she's like, you cannot, and then you just like interrupt her with some sort of bullshit.
But what if? Well, you two are fine. Sure, let's do it.
You two are fine. We're both in webs like...
3-2 would do it, wouldn't it?
It would.
I would
Yeah.
reduce it to 14.
That's enough.
Because DC is 15.
All right. She will be absolutely scandalized by what she
5
hears.
damage and disadvantage. Maybe she should have prayed more.
How dare you! She shrieks. Whatever.
I'll see if I can just make her shriek again.
No, that is a miss.
something that might be worthy to spend my d8 on, which I think makes it just hit, but let's see here.
Yep.
24.
That does hit.
19 damage. And then we'll try for the bonus attack and miss. And then we'll creep back in safety. With that d8. 'Cause I don't want any more.
Alright, so I guess I just do strength now because I'm already in it. I'm not trying to avoid being...
No, you're webbed, so you can use your strength to try to break away from the
Yeah.
webs.
Okay, I'll attempt.
No, that is one blow.
Wow, okay. In that case, Macy will, as always.
Oh, that is a hit. Maces don't work.
Ah, Macy, such a good investment of a spell slot. And I think that'll be it.
All right. She didn't like that. Thorn didn't do anything to her last turn. But this elven bitch is wrecking her business, and
No.
she does not like that.
It's
I
just a
talked
mace.
shit about her god.
It's a mace. It's not me.
I talked shit.
You did,
If you
but
were
you're all the
down
way
there.
back there and then ducked around the corner. She doesn't know where you went. But you know where this elf is. She
No.
would have advantage because you're restrained, and then disadvantage
No,
because
she-
of the words. So it
Yeah,
would be
so-
basically +/-0 here.
Okay.
And
I
then
okay.
more
don't think-
disadvantage from the
And I
shield.
don't
No,
think you
it-
can stack it. So
No, I
No, you
stack.
can't.
so she'll do a normal attack, basically.
Alright.
Munch. Nope.
Yes, fumble.
That's pretty
That
high.
fucking fumble though. Oh,
Thorn.
I'm a little
Alright,
impressed.
plus 10.
Well, Thorin is in this web, but that's fine. You know, he will stop struggling and start fighting. As he will attack twice with disadvantage. Let's see, there's a number of attacks thing here, so what happens if I do this? Amazing, 9 and 16.
That is both misses.
Yep.
All right.
I mean-
Then Simri again.
You have double critted before, so...
You know, I might as well do my cantrip again.
Mm-hmm.
Vicious Mockery.
Alright. She will
It has
try.
an advantage on it, so it's not super great. But
Yeah, well, you know.
No.
Yeah,
doesn't
help.
I think you might be better.
She's sort
although
of
2d4's
reeling a bit.
Well, disadvantage on her next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 damage.
Little by little. She's
We
inching
shall.
closer and closer.
I mean, it's only words, right? Words
Yeah.
can never. Oh,
It's the, like, really mean.
I'll shoot
Sticks
her.
and stones may
That
break
is
my
a
bones.
miss.
Yeah.
I'll try to shoot her again.
Yeah. That is a hit.
15 damage, then we'll hop back out.
Ivara.
Alright,
What I can.
Macy's angry.
Macy is angry.
And Navarro will no.
Well, you know, as it turns out, that is enough.
Yes, Macy.
As
Struck down
Nizar,
by faith itself.
yes. How ironic for
Yeah.
crazy priest spider lady.
And the web ends, yes. We're free for it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
combat is over.
Actually, it doesn't, because the staff
So true. Would you actually be locked in here
sat
for an
down
hour?
and waited for an hour,
Yeah.
Because you had to struggle.
Short rest.
slowly burning the web.
Oh, don't
Web
burn it.
burns really violently, actually.
Yeah, 2d4 to us. Fuck.
Oh god, I'm stuck under a spider. I can't
Good.
move.
Its gooey body suffocating.
Ah, there we go.
Alright.
Well, combat is over.
So what does this room look like? What's in
Except
here?
Well, you see the work table on the left. You see the marble pillars holding up. You see the campsite, and you see the dwarven statue up north.
Here, I'll share my screen because there's a lot of stuff actually
Yeah.
on the thing. So
See that there's a bookshelf here.
Well, that is the work table that seemingly has a bunch of letters and correspondence and other such things on it. The statue up top, of course, and you have a bit of a hallway go to the east.
I mean, I guess we should dramatically read the letters, right?
And dramatic reading of the letters. You certainly could.
It's all in Drow. We're like, oh,
A lot of it does indeed seem to be in Drow, sadly.
I don't speak
Well,
Drow. So,
nope.
No.
no.
However, some of it, not all of it is. And it seems that there's correspondence going back and forth. There is some correspondence between her and the Red Brands. There seems to be some correspondence between her and Groll, the Bugbear King. And all of it seems to detail basically her ordering them to scare off any of the locals that try to impede her in her search, make sure that any adventurers that show up get killed and murdered, and she wants that damn dwarf and his map, damn it, or there will be hell to pay. After that, there's a lot of scribblings, like mad ramblings, like pages up and down, in very tiny font, which is basically it's just her crazy dreams. You would guess from what you read here and what little you can puzzle together that she was probably some sort of priestess of Lolth at one point. But the Spider Queen is fickle, a fickle mistress, and some real or perceived slight caused Nazar to be cursed, becoming a Drider, a hideous amalgamation between Drow and Spider. And as most Drow that happens to, she goes completely and irrevocably insane by the process. All of this bid seemed to be a crazed and ludicrous scheme to find the Forge of Spells and basically start crafting new magical items in the service of the Spider Queen, in sort of a glorious sacrifice of all that was like used for good back in the old Fandelver Pact days. to instead create hideous evil and spread it over the realms.
Plans have been foiled.
Yes, I would indeed say so. You see also by the foot of the statue, there seems to be a couple of bags that seems to contain probably, when you look through it, it looks there's a decent chunk of bags here. Old like silverware of dwarven make, the goblets made of electrum and stuff like that. Clearly looted from this complex and like stashed here.
Right.
Like you see, 3,000 copper coins, and just piles and piles of it.
Been counting it right now. Money.
The total value of all of this would come down to around 4,000 gold pieces.
All right, put that on our thing. We're fairly rich now, brothers and sister.
Settle down.
Leave those gems alone, though. Like,
The-
let's not go prying them out of in statues. That seems a bit extreme.
Make a religion check if you have it proficient.
Nope.
I do.
The paladin does not.
Only one god important.
Yes, he doesn't need to. I know all I
Nope.
need to. Even with an 8, you do recognize the statue
God.
as a statue of Moradin.
By Moradin's hammer.
By Moradin's hammer! The dwarven god of creation, protection, and awesomeness, basically. He's one of the main gods. And it is clear that this was probably a shrine dedicating this mine and this whole project to Moradin.
Let it remain so.
Yes, you don't want to go for the gleaming emeralds?
I mean,
No.
this whole place is ours anyway, so.
Certainly true.
Also,
At this
Clean
point,
the
it's just sort of vandalizing our own place, right?
Yeah.
Thorin would object to prying the gem eyes of religious like
Yeah.
I don't think
statues.
any one of us would actually do it anyway.
Ivar is
No.
totally fine with it.
No, Navarro would not be cool with that either.
How much can we sell this altar wine for?
It's not as good as
There's-
Elvish
I have a
wine.
feeling this is just going to be the collapsed path.
Well,
There's
there
a
is a
door
door.
here.
So,
Oh. How would I know?
yeah, no.
Hence
can
why
enter
we
the
told
door.
you.
Yeah, that's why we say.
I'll prepare to step behind. Oh, God, not that much behind it.
Kick it open for it. Or gently open it, depending
Thorin
on
will-
whether or not.
Open it.
Yes, okay. Such open. Oops, that's the wrong thing.
Sheep's just pressing his face up against it.
Ah,
Oh, it's a bed. Alright.
just room with a bed.
How dull.
Well, there's actually someone on the bed.
Oh shit! Hujah, brah! Ah,
Yes.
cutting corners. Fuck. Oh my.
A male drow sits on the bed. He seems to be dressed in drow finery. But otherwise, he does not seem to be armed, that you can see at least. Around here, you see some like half-eaten bugbear in a corner, some spider web, and like a refuse pile over here, with an indenture that looks very much like a big fat spider body has been resting on it. There is a brazier here, that sounds like a flickering, gloomy light in the chamber, and the drow looks at you. He is seemingly completely calm.
He is meeting his death with opened eyes.
Basically, that's basically what you see in his face. He looks at you and says, "So, the monster is killed, then I take it."
Yes, multiple monsters, in fact. But I do believe that you mean the spider drow.
He nods. The Dryder Nassar. Yes.
Yes, the sprow.
I think it's called an arachnotaur.
How do you know that?
I have a question.
The drow sort of quirks an eyebrow, shakes his head a little bit. He might have interjected or tried to educate you what that creature was, but he just decides against it.
Oh, please. He doesn't know what a pigeon is.
What?
Probably doesn't.
Probably doesn't.
Like,
I
don't think they
have no
birds.
idea what a pidgeon is.
Ha! Anyway, who are you?
My name is Boar. I am a servant and a reluctant paramour of Nassar.
Oh, that's
So
a bad
you were-
job.
Trevor frowns.
He nods
So-
very.
What does... What?
Slut.
Am I... What?
Slut slave.
Oh,
Shag
oh my
piece.
god, I'm sorry.
He says, "Thank you."
Well,
You need
considering
help?
that you're not meeting us with obvious hostility, we would still allow you to leave this place if you do so very quickly.
What? Don't be mean to him, but think about what he's been through.
He is one of the drow, though.
Yeah, he is kind of.
They say you
Drow.
can't trust them. In all the stories, they're always bad.
Well, I don't see any dead babies.
He looks at you. He holds out his hands and says, "I am unarmed, and truth be told, I have not many places to go. If you would let me go from here, I would try to make my way back to, well, the Underdark. I honestly don't think I have very good chances down there on my own, but anything is better than here, I'm guessing."
Should give him over to Gundren. He would know what to do.
Most drow aren't really liked on the surface, right?
No.
So.
It's
No.
basically when they see a drow,
mean-
they'll burn them at the stakes.
I mean,
Yeah.
they eat babies, right? That's what we know.
They don't eat babies.
They eat babies.
Gundren said that they did.
Gundren says they
Okay.
eat babies.
Okay, guys. I don't...
Over this discussion, Boris says, "I can promise you that I've never eaten a baby."
See, that's what they would say if they were drow.
That is true.
Guys,
I think Gundren knows best.
Gundren
Guys,
said
I-
that they would lie through their teeth.
guys and girl, I don't know. He's been through a lot with that crazy spider lady. I think we should just let him go. You know, life is hard enough as it is.
Oh, I agree.
This.
He agrees to that.
But what if he hurts someone?
He's only one man.
Yeah, but lots of people can't defend themselves like we can.
It is true. We are.
Well,
Only one
he
people's-
is greatly at a disadvantage. If anyone sees him, you know what will happen. He knows what will happen.
He looks at
He'll be
Revan and
forced
says,
to kill them.
"I suppose you've never been to the Underdark, or have ever heard of it."
No.
We've heard stories.
Yeah.
I could guarantee you that I would not be the one hurting things down there, rather the other way around.
It's the female
Well,
thing, isn't
How
it?
would you get down there, even?
Well,
There's mining equipment here.
Dig a hole.
You
Guys,
could dig down.
I
I don't
That's
think
true.
Gundren would appreciate that deep of a hole.
Could we please be nice to the man who's been a slave to that spider?
Well, that's what he
I-
says.
leave here in the night. I do not like being out. It's so. It feels like you're falling out into the abyss. You know.
I don't, but I could imagine.
I have no idea what you mean.
He
That's
lives
all.
underground. It's like
He
a
looks-
bed in the morning.
Ugh.
He nods and says, "Yes, I am very used to
that.
having a roof, ceiling over my head at all times. Going outside and seeing nothing at all. You are staring into the abyss itself." He shivers.
I mean, there's the
It's
glory of
very
the sun. There, I
definitely-
mean,
No.
yeah.
He shakes his head. No, Anyway, I would steal out in the dead of night, and I would make my way back into the tunnels that we used to get up to the surface.
But wouldn't it be better if we if we brought him to Gundren, Gundren could find out where these tunnels are and collapse them so that no more drow can come up here.
I think there are hundreds of tunnels.
Well,
I
that would
think
be one
I-
less.
I think I agree with you, River.
I don't know. What if Gundren is gonna be mean to this guy? He's been through enough.
Well, Gundren sort of owes us a favor. I'm sure you could ask him to be nice to him.
Do you think he's gonna listen to me?
Yeah, he's
He's a
always been
dwarf.
well. He's mostly been reasonable when he grew up.
He's a dwarf. He's gonna be like.
gives him really like a don't be racist. What's dwarf that?
You know how dwarves hate the Underdark.
I know how everyone generally does.
Yeah, well, I don't like the Underdark, but this guy has been through enough. Did you see that spider, Carl?
I mean, barely. But
The
he.
face looked like a melted candle.
She was not easy to please, I can tell you that.
Oh my god,
Oh,
don't.
please shut
It's
up.
fine. It's fine. You don't have to tell me.
Anyway, I still think that would be better. I don't like the idea of leaving an access to such a horrible place just open.
Guys, please, I don't ask much. I don't feel comfortable leaving him to the dwarves. I have a feeling they're not gonna be very nice.
We can take care of that together, though. If you
Well,
need
if
my
I
help.
might suggest that, in that case, what if you take me to this place and I will show you the tunnel, and then I leave and you can collapse it after me if you wish.
Or perhaps he slips away. And we don't have to worry about it.
What?
And we
I-
can have a nice
I-
evening.
He looks at you. I could promise not to slip away, if that helps.
Is he tied up?
No.
Then let's do that. As OR said.
All right, I suppose that's a compromise.
We take the drow's idea.
No, I mean it was your idea.
Nods.
It wasn't really my idea. It was
He
his.
My
nods.
idea.
It's, wonderful, wonderful. Who knew that surface people could be so reasonable?
I'm a bard.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I
I
expected.
fulfilled my quota of being unreasonable for today.
So, are you
You
gonna
did say
tell
it,
me a lot of
Dragonmaster.
stories from the Underdark I could turn into a song, please?
No.
He smiles and looks at you and says,
No.
"Oh, I can tell you a lot."
That would become a horrible song.
That'll be such a bad
You
song.
know, no matter what I do, you all love it.
Out of character, this is how metal was born.
Oh my god, let's do it.
Black metal.
You know, Simmer being a little nervous, we'll still stay a little away and
he
Simmer's like,
looks at you. Is this your first time?
Oh.
Let
it
me
depends
explain
on
the dark
what
secrets
is.
of the demon gods to you.
It's my first time with a man, yes.
He smiles. Then I will be extra gentle.
Are we gonna?
Yep.
I
What?
suppose we can.
That's how they make songs in the Underdark. Clearly.
Okay, guys, see you later. It's fine.
Oh,
Yep. All right.
Passageway to the.
All right. There's a final thing over here, though.
What thing?
Oh no,
Nope,
that's
it's
it.
not.
It looked like
Oh,
there
God,
could have
the
been a
darkness.
thing.
I'm alone in the world. Just around me.
Um.
Hmm.
That appears
Uh,
to be it.
And he stabs you.
did he stab? Did he stab me?
Fool!
No, I stab him. I smack him with my glass staff.
Just to resist. And snap. He's dead.
You know what? It was glorious.
Don't trust the drow. Never trust the drow.
He
It was
he will tell you stories or do whatever else you please to do in there. He seems to be very reasonable in that regard.
Oh my. Sure, Simmer will go all the way. Why not?
All right. There's a party in there.
I will go outside and wait.
Yeah,
It's
let's
not the
let
first
us
time
Let's-
this sort of thing has happened.
Let's
let
let
us leave
Zimri.
the strange
See if I can
place.
find my way out, actually. It's just darkness.
We should just
That's
watch Manakai try and get out.
It's kind of
Maybe.
cute.
It'll be
this
so
way
fun.
is-
No, is
Oh,
it
no.
there?
No.
You fall down the thing there, and
Yeah,
Well, I
you've
could
fallen
climb
into your
to the other
doom.
side, probably.
Did you add a drown mail for my sake?
Oh.
maybe.
I thought it would be
Aw.
the same token as when I just saw the name as that one guy.
Oh,
Oh,
Tori.
yeah.
No, not that guy.
Oh, that would
What's his
have been
name? The manservant, Drow.
Oh, him. He was only wearing underwear though.
Oh, dead people.
Oh,
That's
yeah, that-
fine.
Underwear and a
Hang on,
hand
Jeep.
crossbow.
Slow down.
The hand-
I want
oh,
to see Manikai
sheep,
explore.
The memories.
What?
That was glorious.
It did
Where'd you
have
go?
very hot underwear.
Halldamir, it was a male drow with underwear. I think it was a G-string and a crossbow.
Yep,
Oh
yep,
my
red
God.
G-string and the crossbow was the only thing he wore.
It was amazing.
Ever. Like,
It
Yeah,
was first
that-
time
that was like
Tristan
it-
saw that much naked man.
That's what he did. But he was very popular. You liked him a lot.
I love
I
this.
did, but Grimmett took
Even-
him.
Yeah, Grimmett took him. He was like, I need this guy.
But you know what? I got
no
targeted.
lie.
So
Let's see here. I think this is the way, and then this is the way out.
I'm just exploring.
My mental map
That is correct. Yeah.
can. Oh God.
Oh.
It's where that cut is through. So I think I can get up here. Right? I can climb up here.
I mean,
Oh.
There's a.
yeah,
bit of
that's where like the cave is, like
Yeah.
the entrance to the
Because
cave.
I can see the supplies now. So. Oh, I'm free.
Yeah. We're free. Free at last.
Oh God. Big cave. There we go. Path is clear.
You have no idea, Jonas, how much that whole teleport thing threw me off the first time I saw it.
Hmm?
You know, when you move a PC over the vision blocking layer, and it comes up with that big pop-up, like, do you want to teleport this token or whatever? That threw me so much the first time I saw that.
Well, with that, the party exits the Wave Echo Cave.
So now we go grind a bit in the hills and then.
Become level
Uh,
6.
Do you decide to follow up on the deal with Boar and escort him back to his to the entrance?
Yeah.
totally.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then at that point he will give you all a fond farewell, smile kind of mischievously, and then he will disappear into the dark below. He would at this point also have picked up like a few weapons from the bugbears and stuff on his way here, maybe an
He
armor.
was the mastermind behind it all. That's what all the drow letters are gonna say.
Well, you know what?
But,
I
you know-
had a glorious night with him.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Navarre is now mentally scarred.
Good.
The river was really more disturbed by the spider thing. I mean, that was he's his brother. He can do whatever he wants. He's a happy fellow. but the spider thing, that's a bit much for his mental allocation of things. You know,
The spider tour.
he would have been without the whole spider sex slave thing.
You know,
Could
she
live
was
without.
she was fine, hip up. You know,
Yeah.
Ugh.
sort of below there where it sort of went a bit crazy. Well, with that then, you do know of the. You can certainly like make a mental note of the entrance, or a heroic athletics check with a mining pick could probably collapse it.
Just keep
For it.
trying.
Although actually, I could possibly even try it myself.
Just keep
Oh.
punching it.
I'll add a +2 because I can't be asked
Nope.
changing the things. Ugh.
Strong, but not really that amazing to collapse a tunnel. But you have marked it. You can come back here later and get.
Natural 20s, right?
Put those. Remember, we have those gauntlets, right?
Yeah, that's why I added like a misc +2.
Okay.
But yeah, as you make your way back to Phandalin, you are indeed greeted as absolute heroes. Everyone, toast your victory. You're basically hoisted and carried through the town on everyone's arms.
I was comfortable. He'll away.
He will not.
Excellent stealth.
He will not slip
be able
away.
to slip away because Dwarf Dad will, of course, also greet all of you and give you enormous hugs and sort of drag you around all town and sort of parade you up and down.
And you have to beat
Riva
Nivara
does have a
17.
potion of invisibility.
Yeah. Is it emergency enough to?
Emergency potion of invisibility.
You know, I can totally play a song to get everyone to look
It's
at you.
like those movies where
Wanna
they're
hear
like
those sort of
celebrating,
songs.
and then they're like, "What? Where did he go?" And then you see him like leaving into the sunset.
Oh, it's
to
it's
go
It's
do something
basically
good.
the beginning of Lord of the Rings.
yes.
I'm hearing.
Hmm,
But,
Oh,
but
God.
Malachi doesn't watch movies. Am I right?
that's right. He has not seen the Lord of the Rings.
Maybe he read Lord of the Rings when they first
I
came
don't
out,
know.
right?
I don't know what you're referring to in Lord of the
Yes.
Rings. Like it begins with like a big battle and
No.
No.
When Bilbo gets
Bilbo's
party.
birthday.
Oh, that. Yeah, I guess. But basically, he doesn't need to be part of this celebration. His siblings got it. He's a harper now, and well,
He's too cool for this.
in a way, he doesn't need to be carried around. He doesn't. He's more comfortable than he was, but not that level. Yeah.
But yeah, you would be regarded as heroes. Always welcome, always on a toast on everyone's lips for years and years to come in Phandalin. Gundren and his friend Sildar will, like during the months following, bring in more people from the Lord's Alliance to properly investigate and like clear out and start opening up the mine again. It is a bit problematic in the beginning, there's a lot of new things to do, but slowly but surely the mine seems to get underway and start producing, bringing a much wealth and work and prosperity to the region. Something that the Lord's Alliance, with Sildar, being very, very happy with. Gundren would, of course, offer you all to stay here and help him with the mine, if you so wish. But he realizes that, you have now basically started to realize the great destiny that he saw in all of you when he took you in. He always knew you had this potential, and he is so very proud of all of you.
A drow and an elf.
In one day. If only they knew.
If only they knew. Yeah. If you wish to stay, you can certainly do that. Or if you feel that the realms call for you, you can decide to set out, leaving Gundren and the restored Phandalin, the mines, and a new and prosperous area behind you as a legacy of your heroics.
Maybe the harbors finally promote me. Anyway. No, I will probably stay for like a week, perhaps.
Hmm.
Before, like, he didn't even stay at home when they had a real home. And he's not gonna stay at home now. He'll do what he can to help, basically split the loot, so to speak, with his siblings, and then he'll be off to new ventures and to do new and good things throughout the realm.
Mm-hmm.
Foreign will probably do the same. Stick around for a little bit, organize a small expedition into the mines, essentially, like the week after we reconquered it, to carry out that corpse of that dragon.
Yes.
Have a big party.
Yep, it's mounted on a spike.
Dragon party.
The high head is mounted on a spike in the town square, and there's
And
much
everyone gets a buff.
rejoicing. That's right. Everyone gets a buff.
Just
could
Oh, wow.
make it into a dragon scale armor, and the first item that they spellforge in there will be the magical
Oh.
dragon scale, and
Oh,
it'll be
amazing.
called the
I bet,
Fendelver's mail, something like that.
they can totally do it.
Dragon Guard.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
Bahamut's token.
And then he'll probably be off too. Maybe with his brothers and siblings here, probably alone. going after what he thinks is right. Among others, there's a strange dragon cult that we met.
That's true.
Probably
That
not
is
just
true.
those there. And spreading the false message that the chromatic dragons are like leaders and should be worshipped. That is just preposterous.
His own little crusade.
That is certainly a worthy foe to pursue for foreign.
That is indeed very fitting.
We'll pick up our new adventuring parties. And
You know, it's very fitting him having the hammer and him being a dragonborn and going for a dragon gold. It's the 3 Ds.
A triple D.
Yeah.
he's a 3D dragon.
Huh? So
Oh,
what?
yeah.
So what about Simri?
Oh my god, can it be possible that because Zimri had an encounter with a drow and an elf the same day a door opens to Sigil?
Maybe.
That was the
maybe-
requirement for the
maybe-
doorway you walked
yeah.
through.
Maybe
It could
you
totally
walk-
be.
You do
It's
that,
weird enough.
and then you sort of walk through. You go to the bathroom, and then you just realize you're not really in Phandalin anymore.
I'm in
It's like a
Sigil.
constantly burning man hanging on
Yeah.
the wall.
He's just
You know-
screaming like ah, and everyone is so cool about it. Like,
A screaming man tavern.
yeah,
You know,
the
Sigmar
screaming
would be
man
like-
tavern.
This will be an adventure.
And then we see him set out into the thronging city of Sigil,
We literally never see him again.
never to be seen again,
Lost in the
Probably not.
multiverse. Lost in
Lost-
time and space, right?
becoming a planeswalker.
Yeah.
I totally want that. He's a bard, he can do it.
Oh yes, most definitely.
1,000 gold to his name.
Also, the fact that you agreed to that means that I got lucky with Darren. Adam.
Sure. Yes, in the end, he caved in.
Caved in.
You are a hero, I suppose.
Started to unbutton his shirt.
Oh,
Well, if I have to, I mean,
I always had a thing for heroes.
ouch.
And what about
That'd be so
Naivara
weird
then?
when he comes back and where's Simri?
Navarra would probably actually at least attempt to go with foreign, if he would let her, at least.
Oh, definitely.
Thinking it is a great goal, and we make such a good team, right? Yeah, and after all, we are in the same organization. So I like to think that we go together and do glorious adventures, spreading each our own religions and favors, and becoming awesome in our own rights.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a really long life, so maybe there's some other things that happen once other people inevitably leave, and maybe she just disappears into her own little world of sadness when they go. But
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to say, really. That's like 1,000 years of history that could be achieved in a sense.
Unless she dies.
Unless she dies horribly in combat, yeah.
That's usually what happened to crusaders.
Mm-hmm. The life expectancy of a crusader is not great.
It's
20 years, 100,000 years doesn't really make a difference.
if it's foreign and Ivara, I'm sure they manage to grow old.
Happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, beautiful.
Might become shining exemplars in the Order of Gauntlet.
Exactly.
Where's traveling
Well,
The
uh,
Radiant Heart.
While Revar silently, secretly topples, petty kings,
this
corrupt
time
mayors.
it is alone, and it is perhaps the first time with a heavy heart that he travels the forest.
Mhm.
Lonely now.
Would you think that the siblings would never ever cross paths again, or would you perhaps find yourselves at the same tavern again in the future?
Perhaps once, by accident almost,
Mhm.
at when Raiva is working to do something, probably with a new team of newbies,
Mhm.
like third level people or something like
Yes.
that he has gathered around him as a party leader, a whatever they would call it, a group leader kind of person, planning something, and then by random occurrence, it'd be at the same tavern where his siblings would be for whatever their own reasons. And they might just see how one another has changed and, be proud of one another, I guess.
You know what? Totally. One day you'll all get a letter from Simri. It's an invitation to a theater. And when you come there, he's with a group of planewalkers and they're doing a theater. And he's gonna play at that theater.
It's like, you're welcome to come visit me in my flying mansion.
No, we probably have a.
Now the entry requirements are a bit weird, but
We're gonna come to a tavern in Baldur's Gate. We're gonna have a sorcerer who knows how to do the plane walking.
okay, sure, yes, it's it'll be a grand spectacle. It's not often you get planeswalking theater groups, but when they show up, it's a huge draw.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see it.
And he'll explain what happened. Okay, check this.
14 ice cubes in the abyss, performed by...
Yep, and it's just these incredibly experimental numbers, and like, just imagine Thorn just looking at it, being like,
This is all lies.
Maybe we will eat, when you get there, it's our first adventure, there's gonna be reenacted.
They're just like, this is
That
like
would be
tieflings
awesome.
and half dragons and
oh yes,
like an actual devil there, and
Yeah,
this
there's
is
an actual-
crazy.
there's actual contract
People
devil
with
there.
crazy hair and all sorts of...
Simri will probably have crazy hair when
There's a
he's
guy made of like
he's been
limbs
there
that
for
are
so long
sewn
in
together.
Sigil.
Basically, the look of like the what's it called? Help. Catching Fire,
Potato?
Mockingjay, those books that became a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
The,
Games.
Hunger Games.
Hunger
Games.
Games.
Yeah, like
Hunger
the Hunger
Games.
Games rich
Yeah.
people. That's what you look like. These
Ah.
absolute
Of course,
outrageous,
I have no idea what that means, but
incredibly
I'm
outrageous.
just gonna imagine Shadowrunners.
All right,
Yeah,
runners.
basically.
That also, or like
Crazy enough.
everyone who lives in the Fifth Element movie. That's like what you would look like.
Yes,
These-
he hasn't seen that one either.
No, of course not.
God
Well,
damn it.
anyway.
Oh, it's so good though.
You
It
should
is. I
because
have it on Blu-ray.
you definitely should because the like one of the main characters is basically Rith.
Yes.
Basically, who?
Rith,
Who's
you
that?
know,
Who's
Forsaken
Rith?
Throne.
Ritalin.
From the Hunger Games?
No, from Fifth Element.
who's
Oh,
Rith?
Rifrilind, you know.
Yeah, but who
Multipass.
is she in?
Multipass.
No,
You know.
she's not.
What's she called? The actual Fifth Element. That's
No,
what I mean.
that's
The
nothing
actual-
like Rifflin.
It's
Anyway.
totally like Riff.
Multipass.
No, it's not.
Anyway,
And anyway, one day Simri will come with planewalkers to Baldur's Gate and invite his siblings.
sure.
Of course, Rival will send at some point a bag of money enough. Maybe a friendly face that'll go find Gundren and fix his leg.
You know,
Yes.
maybe one day.
He may not come home himself, but at
Maybe
least do
one
that.
day Nivara just randomly appears and is like, I've become powerful enough.
I have claimed the power.
I have
I
transcended.
no longer speak with my voice. Tools
Instead,
of gods I've
I
never
s-
stood.
And with that, the adventure is over.
My god.
No,
That was
it has just begun.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I would before it wasn't a full session, but it wasn't that enough left for it to be that, of
Yeah.
course. But I would like now that we have some time left of normal time to maybe take a little bit to speak of what you thought of it, and also what you think of the system itself. Since we have talked almost at the end of every of some campaigns and stuff we do, we usually give a sort of a short review of the system itself, what we think.
You know,
So thoughts?
I really like the campaign just because it's traditional. Especially this last bit was traditional dungeon crawler, and I loved it. The system I'm actually really enjoying. I mean, I enjoyed it enough to pick it up myself. So,
Mm-hmm.
although it's super lethal in first levels.
Yeah.
that's common for like the Dungeons and Dragons style things. I'll admit though that I think the later levels it hasn't really been that lethal. Like
No.
we sort of split up and just had fun with it, right? Very chill. Not really a lot of.
Say that about Foreign almost getting like one shot by that dragon there.
You know.
The dragon failed on all of his recharges for his breath. He never got
wow.
it again.
Thank God, right?
You never got it again.
He sure didn't. Yeah.
As for me, I very much like the campaign. My only well, not really complaint. My only of criticism would be the fact that it was very much like a pre-written, because it was with like, oh, here's the obvious side quests and here's the obvious main quest. Now go and level up before you go to the main quest.
It's a
In a
dungeon
sense.
crawl.
Yeah, it's dungeon crawl, which, I mean,
It's what the system was designed for. I would
yeah,
dare
exactly.
to say.
It's what it's designed for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a minor criticism.
It is certainly not a system made for political intrigue. The role-playing game.
Yeah.
It is made for action and high adventure in a fantasy setting. That's what it wants to do.
Look at how many pages
Yeah,
are
but-
dedicated to combat and how many are not.
I
Should
definitely
make it clear what the goal here is.
I definitely enjoy playing. Although about the system itself, my primary complaint would be the fact that the scaling seems very, very weird. Of course, you get something every level, HP at least. It's the scaling lies in the special abilities, which I think is good, although it seems, I don't know, I can't really put it into words. But what I can put into words is the fact that there's definitive massive power thresholds or like breaking points.
Yes, there are in the game, in the Dungeon Master's Guide specifically. They rank the levels in tiers. What you went through was the beginner tier, basically. I think Malachi said last session that now at level 5 you're officially considered heroes. You're not noobs anymore.
Yeah.
And so it would kick into the heroic tier, where you would fight a different set of monsters that you hadn't really faced before. Now you have been fighting monsters specifically designed for the first tier of a dragon, basically.
I don't know. I think the scaling isn't bad. It's just going to take a little bit of getting used to, really.
I like the lower numbers.
I don't know how to feel about the lower numbers, because the lower numbers mean that the D20 just plays a massive role, and sometimes that just feels really silly.
I don't know. I'm with Monica. I generally like it because then rolling the die is always important. It's never a like we don't really need to roll. As long as you don't roll a 1, you always hit. You never get that stuff.
The idea, I think, is that they're like we haven't used it, but the idea is that the inspiration is supposed to reduce the randomness because you have that to spend on the rolls where you really want to hit. Basically, hit rolling, getting the automatic advantage takes away the randomness of rolling one die because you're pretty good. I mean, you have a really good chance to get a good roll when you roll both. We haven't, of course, done the inspiration, but it's supposed to be sort of the way you reward role playing. So I see it.
Yeah, I do say I don't hate the system.
Rogue is certainly a lot more fun than it was in 3.5 or Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
You get to murder things all the time.
I think Rogue has shown it to be very competent in what it does, and it seems like a fun class.
All the things I get are cool, and that's
Yeah,
good.
That's good.
See much on here that's like, whatever. Like,
Mhm.
+2 to when you stealth in the shadows and have boots on, or whatever. Like, those silly conditional. +2 against mind affecting things when you're not aware of them, or something dumb like
On
that.
a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's like, no, you get everything is useful. The cunning action is very good. The specializations are very good. Level 4, you get ability score /feat. Level 5, the uncanny dodge. We didn't get to use it because it didn't get hit, which means I'm playing it right, I think. But reaction to take half damage from attacks.
Yep.
I mean, yes,
I
get
think-
all those things.
I think that's haven't read all the classes, of course, but I think that goes generally for most of the classes I have read. At least I haven't seen anything I'm like that's completely useless.
I really
Or-
like the fact that. Oh, sorry.
Or I read some design document for this where they were like, well, some of the classes also have what they call ribbon abilities, which are extra things they add on, and they don't take that into calculation when they try to calculate like powers or like power balance between them. And so
Yeah, like a paladin's like detect evil or whatever.
Yeah,
I'd say.
that's a ribbon ability.
Divine
He's cat.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets it for flavor, and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it.
What were you going to say, Tina?
I really like the fact that for once I knew the universe a little.
Yeah, it is well known.
Faerun.
It is well established. It is definitely my favorite setting.
I
of
love it. It's
D&D.
amazing.
It's better than Greyhawk.
By the
Oh,
way, Halldamir, have you ever heard of Sigil?
No, but now I have.
Isn't it amazing? It's just a donut out in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere.
Looks cool.
It is at the center of creation. That's where
It's
Sigil is.
amazing.
You should play Planescape.
Yeah.
I know, but I have to complete Baldur's Gate again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All in all, I like the system a lot as well. I'm having a lot of fun with it in the future.
I also thought it was. I know I asked a lot, but I still felt it was a lot easier than other systems.
Yep. It is.
Oh yeah.
It is built for ease of use. It is built for speed, and it is built for giving the DM more control as opposed to Pathfinder, where it was meant to be. Here are all the rules, and if you wonder anything, you can just check the rule and point to it, and that's what it was. Here, it's more like these are the general principles. This should cover most of it. Other than that, DM do what you want.
Yeah. Well,
I vastly prefer that myself.
Well, I really like that it was pretty forward, and the fact that for once I knew what was what, and when you talked about the different what are they called, harbors and groups, I actually knew what you were talking about. When you talk about gods, it wasn't like in Pathfinder where I was like, oh, okay, what is that? So it was cool for once knowing what was going on.
I will add, though, that this game has been played with a very unique circumstance of only using the player's handbook. While whenever we play Pathfinder or even 5, we used like all the crazy fucking tons of supplements, which muddy the waters rules-wise and such. I think if you just play Pathfinder with just the like 3, like Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, Master's Manual, you would get a lot of different experience than playing with the full SRD. A lot, like very different experience, because it heavily limits what you can do, right?
Yep.
In terms of craziness.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
I haven't felt like, I mean, we didn't have a lot of customization really, but I felt that my rogue is fine. I mean, it's probably, I mean, the feats might be different. You might pick a different weapon, something like that. But the core example is being a rogue, and that's fine. I don't mind it.
Yeah, the
Like-
customization here are more lasting in a way. A character is probably not as flexible because you only get so many feats, and it's very, very scarce.
But they're very good.
But they are
feats.
very good, and they certainly
Each of them give a huge change to how you play your character.
yeah, they are what makes that is definitely the making of the character of those feats. And then the specializations are also very impactful in a way that I like. That you also create vastly different types of each class, depending on which one you pick. A paladin that is Oath of Vengeance will be different from one that is Oath of Protection. Like it will be, and a cleric that has a war domain, it will be very different to play than one that has life. And I like that. It's a system I personally, right now at least, enjoy quite a bit.
I'll say though that the dungeon crawl as a game type has never been my favorite game type. But again, it's very classic D&D, right? Sort of it's what the system's made to do, and it does it well, I think.
Yeah.
It does
There
combat
is-
well. It does like fighting monsters, getting treasure, that sort of thing. I mean, that's what it's supposed to do.
I have also looked into some of the like pre-published like campaigns they have released, and there seems to be a decent chunk of variety there as well. You have more like sandboxy action, basically similar to what this adventure was, but like blown up to a really big campaign. That would be like the Princess of the Apocalypse, where it's like you have this very big map, and the players are basically you are free to sort of tackle whatever you want in this area. It's like here it is, explore, do your stuff, and the story will come as you do basically. And then you have the more like traditional, more focused stories that would be like the Tyranny of Dragons one, that doesn't have as much free roam, but has more of a traditional, very focused story, that a storyline that you follow. That also
you
has,
must hurry to this place.
yeah, it's more like that sort of approach to it. It seems, and then you have other ones that seems to be much more like intrigue based almost. That would be the Curse of Strahd, for example, as it takes place in Ravenloft. That would be more intrigue, more conversation, more like a backstabbery focused and stuff. So there seems to be a decent variety, and I like it.
Yeah.
And maybe in the
I
future.
mean, I'd say to you, this felt to me. I think what Sheep mirrors is a bit like it was like a published adventure material, because it was coherent, things made sense within the world. Yeah, it was a very, very, very published structure to it, if you would say that.
Yeah, there's pluses and minuses to all of it.
No real flailing around.
No, I personally have nothing against pre-published stuff.
No.
I like the structure. I like to know, like, okay, there's the thing, we need to go and fix the thing, and then allow us to sort of figure out how to fix the thing ourselves. I personally like that a lot. While if you do a complete homebrew, it can get a bit meandering at times, where you're like, oh, we don't really know.
Because you don't know how it's gonna. Like
No.
in this, of course, you have the thing that it's gonna end with us fighting the Drider in this room,
Yes.
and you
That-
can
that's
build
where-
towards that.
Yeah, that's where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say it's the classical sort of the railroad, right? But that's.
I don't think this.
I think the classical, if I can try to make this metaphor make sense, the classic idea of the railroad is that it's bad, right? Because it does, but it does take you the interesting places.
Mhm.
Instead of if you're freeform and just sort of walk around in some random shit place where nothing happens,
Mhm.
while all the interesting stuff is happening over here in the cave with the spider.
Mhm.
And then at some point you get a message, oh, by the way, you've lost. The enemy won, so
Exactly.
that's that. There's always going to be some guidance, or at least the information you give the players are going to send them different places, right? That's,
Yeah.
it's not forced, but it's directed.
Yeah, and I think
Knowing where
the
you go
best
is nice.
the best balance is, of course, when you make the players believe that they are like doing this completely freely, but it's also part of your plan. And that's when it's like you're doing it good. If you, like I did here, I wasn't really afraid of showing you the limits. So here's the walls, but we're in this. You're sort of free to do kind of what you want. I did warn you. Only one time did I outright warn you and be like, no, you should probably not go to Thunder Tree right now when you're level 2. I only did that once, and apart from that, you were pretty. You were free to explore and go and do basically what you wanted, in whatever order you wanted.
I really didn't mind that. I don't want another nightmare where I dream that we're dying. I'll never let that go. That nightmare was terrible.
It's different, and different players like different things, but yeah, this is how I like it.
But I'm sheep.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Was it too much? Was it? I didn't understand if you meant it was too easy or too hard.
Neither really. My point was just that there were moments where all of us were basically, so do we go for the side quest or should we just
But that's sort of a mentality that I think that's just what you get.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's fine. It's just something I noticed as being.
I think it became
noticeable.
very apparent because in character we would have probably just gone for Gundren, right? Be like, yeah, this like spirit can wait until later. It's not going anywhere. But as players, we know that we shouldn't because that's too high level for us, right? So that sort of brings that a little more gamey mentality to the surface, I think.
But that's fine, right? I mean, if you have enough reasons for a character to act in a way that is also reasonable for a player to act, then I think it is perfectly fine, personally. Like an example, I would be like in 13th Age, I'd be like, well, Anarchin might just beeline for Dragonhall. Because that's what he would be interested in, you know. It would be like, screw all of these religious artifacts or whatever, I'm going there. But I have enough of a reason in character not to do it that is also built from plain knowledge in a way that's, you know, and I think that's I don't like it when players are only like, oh, my character would never know that. So he would walk straight into this open volcano, you know. You're like, yeah, I guess, but come on, work with me here, you know. And I think that's a good, because it is a game, you know. It is, at least I always see this as a game. I don't see this as a reality.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. It's interesting.
It is a game. These are role-playing games, after all, and it's when you play the game as the rules define it, then you get the experience generally that the rules try to create, right? Or at least that's some of the same thing you talk about. So Iced Fire, that the rules are there to facilitate an experience.
Yep.
Of that game, which is what you want it is. And the rest should sort of come by itself by following the rules. So. And that's what we've done. I think that's what we've gotten, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you've made the dungeons and whatnot, I imagine, after some rules or restrictions on what can be in there.
Yeah. There's encounters
like
I tweaked. It's encounters I've tweaked. Loot that I have definitely tweaked to give you things. Because I was like, no one is using a Bardiche, you know? Let's just make that into something else. Or
I think that would be with anything that is pre-written, is, you know, like, oh, there's this shield. Oh, none of the players use shields. Oh, well. Then, you know.
Well, sucks to be them.
Yeah.
At least
you can't sell them, so...
At least you can, but it takes a long time
forever
to sell things here. So that's actually, what do you guys think of the much more limited magical item market of 5th edition?
I think it makes sense.
I like it.
It definitely made sense for this setting as well. Like, after the whole...
I don't know, Faerun is a very high magic place, generally.
I like the fact that it's not like, oh, I can go to any shop and just buy whatever.
Yeah.
Wipe it all out with
as long as, you know, like in Pathfinder,
so long as the city's big enough.
As long as the city's big enough and it's under 1,000 gold, it's like, okay, I can get a lot of cool shit for 1,000 gold, even for 1,000 gold.
Yeah, both 5th edition and 13th Age very much share some of the same opinions on things, some of the same difference to 3.5 and such.
Of magic items basically just being something you put in the box and then forget about it until you sell it all, or melt it down and make it into something that's pre-written on your character build.
Well, I like when magic items are scarce.
When they're valuable.
It makes them more valuable, you know.
When they're special.
It makes it special.
Glass staff is much more interesting than staff +2.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a special staff. It's made of glass.
And it has cool powers it can do.
Yeah, I know, it's just funny.
Talon is basically a +1 longsword.
Yeah,
but it has a story, it has a previous owner, there's a legacy, and it has a little cool effect it does. So
Ivara will add to that legacy.
Mm-hmm.
with Talon.
Little
That's
cool
how it
effect.
is when you find magic weapons. It's not like I'll go down to the smith and get this awesome sword.
What's your +4 weapons you got on store right now? You need like 6 of those and 2 of those.
Here's like the 20 plus 2s that I found.
Yeah, I need to get all these. Like we all need the belt of superior physical, and we need the
superior physical,
headband of mental acuity, whatever, and the rings of protection +5.
I want to put 2 belts together so I get both con and wisdom.
Have you slapped
We've all been there, and it's dumb. Personally, at least, I'm like, magic is trivial.
The design philosophy, as I read it in the different like sidebars and stuff in the Dungeon Master Guide, is like, we wanted to imagine that the market for magical items is like the modern day market for fine art. It exists, but it's so prohibitively expensive and exclusive that very few people actually have access to it.
And it becomes more of a
if something
is a favor.
Truly rare shows up, and you want to sell it, then you hold this like amazing auction, with like special invitations and stuff. Like, oh my god, they found a +3 sword! Holy crap!
Invite the word, and where is he?
We need everyone here.
All the name people that people know.
Yes, all the name people, the Drists and the Duerden.
Bronze dude.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I haven't double checked, but in one of the Acquisitions Incorporated recordings, I think Chris Perkins says that all of this is canon. So there is apparently Acquisitions Incorporated actually exists canonically, and
he has that power.
It does have that power.
I'm fairly sure if you one easy way to check it, you can keep talking. I'll actually go and see if I can find a confirmation on it. I have a very fine point.
Okay. So that's interesting, and I like that's cool that it's. I think Sheep and Halldamir has probably never listened to the Acquisitions Incorporated stuff, but that is an adventure, a campaign in the making that's been going on for 10 years, and they finally has sort of woven it into the official canon of 5th edition, and I like that.
Is it the one with Jim Darkstaff?
Yes, Jim Dark.
Oh,
Jim Dark Magic.
Dark Magic. Sorry.
Dark Magics.
Sorry.
And Binwin Bronze.
Oh, I love that.
Ominous Hererodran.
When every time you said flame, it's in me to say green flame.
I also have noticed that there's a lot of green flame descriptions in the text I've been reading in this adventure. It's like, there's a lot of green flame here.
Green flame.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry.
Bottom line, I really like 5th edition. I don't know if I'll be liking it 2 years from now, when we probably played a lot more of it and maybe grown incredibly bored. But for now, it's really nice. I find it easy to play. I find it being interesting. The character options are intriguing, and the world is just great. And it has that really good mix between action and roleplay that I like.
On the Forgotten Realms wiki, at least, Uminfiz Dran is listed as one of the Lords of Waterdeep.
Yes, he is.
So I suppose that would be a thing.
He's the worst masked Lord of Waterdeep because everyone knows who he is. He's so important.
Oh.
All right, well, then Acquisitions Incorporated is canonical. It exists.
It is. It all started with me just listening to Manika. I was like, what is it you're watching? So I ended up watching it with him.
It's pretty great.
It is.
So I guess that's it.
Sure is.
Thank you everyone for playing.
Thank you for DMing.
Yeah.
You are quite
After
welcome.
I may have pestered you for like a week.
Yes, this is your doing, by the way.
You loved it.
This is Halldamir's doing. He press ganged me into this, but I'm happy he did.
What did you threaten him with? Giving him a puppy or something?
No,
Totally
it
do
was
by the
like
way.
it was basically like, oh, you should totally run a summer fun too.
He gave
should
me
do it.
like a puppy dog look for a week. Be like, if
Oh my God,
only
you
I had
just send
something
him-
to play in, looking
Yeah.
at me,
Just
and
send
If
him
only I had a
adorable puppy
second
pictures every
campaign.
day with text over it, be like, puppy's sad.
Yeah,
because,
that's
If only I knew someone who
yeah.
Who would
No,
DM a second campaign
it's
a
like
week?
picture of the dog looking at a dog biscuit laying on the table, and you're like, if only something would happen that would make me push it down.
and
Look at him, he's so hungry.
That's what I do with sheep and sheep pictures. Every time I see a cute sheep, I'm like, aw. I don't
Sheep
even want
is-
anything from your sheep. I just,
because he also said to me several times that he had another game to play in, and
Yeah,
he
just
wanted
had Song of Ice and
Very-
Fire. And, you know,
my present to you.
great.
Happy you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
it was fun. It was
Alright.
a little toughy because it was the same day as my work day, so I was very tired.
Yeah, I'm gonna be regretting this tomorrow because I start at 5.
It'll be
You
fine.
know,
Oh,
But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to take.
there you go.
So yeah, and I'll take
Thank
it on the
everyone.
chin.
Thank you everyone for playing. This has been Summer Fun 2, and maybe we'll play more D&D 5. We have another game going on at the moment. I will probably DM D&D 5 again in the future.
Summer of Fun 3.
There might be a Summer Fun 3.
Announced, confirmed.
It's
We're now
confirmed.
Grizzle's
Oh!
40-year-old characters. We'll meet together.
We'll come back with level 10 characters.
Still level 5. Yeah.
Oh
Sure.
no, still level 5.
There are things I could do to hook into this to create a continuation of this, or we will probably just create a new party at that point because everyone's sort of
Probably it's like a year after.
uh,
how do you guys have time for playing?
I don't.
Don't. That's the thing.
Don't ask. All right.
Yeah,
but yeah.
we chisel the time away. That's how.
But yeah.
I only have 2 work days and I'm like destroyed.
I'm
And every Tuesday I have to wash my uniform.
I'm
So
trying
that's
to
a work day too.
Trying to do an outro. Help.
trying.
All right. That's it. This is Summer Fun 2. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the future. Bye.
Back to the future.
Bye.